We all know those moments, right? Every single day, something happens that just makes your blood pressure tick up a little.
Oh, definitely.
Maybe it's the person checking their phone while you're mid-sentence, or realizing that big work project is just completely stuck.
Yeah, red tape everywhere.
Exactly. And you feel that heat rising inside, and when you try to explain it in English, what comes out, usually just, I'm angry.
Right. And angry, well, it's true, but it's also kind of useless, isn't it?
Bleh. How so?
Well, think of angry like this huge umbrella. It covers everything from a tiny sprinkle of annoyance to, a full-blown emotional hurricane.
Okay.
So if you just tell someone you're angry, they have no clue if they accidentally cut you off in traffic
Yeah.
or if you found out they sabotaged your career. It's too broad.
Okay, yeah, I see that. So let's dig into this. Our mission for this deep dive is basically to give you better tools, right? More precise words.
Exactly. The vocabulary to actually pinpoint where you are on that, let's call it negative emotion spectrum.
We're moving way beyond just mad or angry. We want to give you the specific context, the real situations, for maybe 5 different levels of emotional intensity.
5 levels sounds about right. And precision really matters here. It can be the difference between someone understanding you and just brushing you off.
Or escalating things unnecessarily.
Precisely. The goal isn't just handing out a list of synonyms. It's about understanding the why behind the word. What's the root cause? Once you figure out if the trigger is someone's behavior or maybe a situation blocking you or feeling like your integrity is questioned, then the right word just sort of clicks.
Okay, so where do we start? Level 1.
Let's start at the low end. Level 1. The minor disturbance. The everyday stuff.
All right, this is the baseline stuff. Small, maybe petty irritations. They make you feel a bit uncomfortable, but it's not like ruining your day.
Exactly. Not crisis mode. And here we've got 2 main words that are often confused. Annoyed and upset.
Annoyed and upset. Okay, what's the difference? They sound pretty similar.
They do, but the difference is subtle and pretty important for being clear. We generally use annoyed when we're bothered by someone's behavior specifically, or maybe a recurring small problem.
So the trigger is outside of you, an external thing.
Yes, external and usually quite minor. Think someone humming off key constantly.
Or my neighbor's dog barking at 6 a.m. again. I wouldn't say I'm furious. I'm annoyed. It's their behavior or the dog's behavior anyway.
Perfect example. It's a behavioral clash. The example we pulled was, I was so annoyed when he kept checking his phone while I was talking. See? The focus is squarely on his action. That's the irritant.
Okay, that makes sense. So what about upset? How's that different?
Upset shifts the focus more inward. When you're upset, the feeling often mixes in a little sadness or worry, maybe disappointment. It's not just pure irritation. You feel bothered because you feel maybe let down or ignored or slightly hurt. There's an emotional element beyond just the annoying action.
That really clicks in a work context. Like if I say, I'm annoyed you keep tapping your pen, that's just about the noise, the behavior.
Right.
But if I say, I'm upset that my ideas were totally ignored in the meeting, that's different. It's deeper. It's about feeling disregarded. Right?
Spot on. It's about that feeling of being overlooked or neglected, not just a surface thing. The example highlights this internal feeling.
Yeah.
She was upset that nobody asked for her opinion during the meeting.
Yeah, that's definitely sadness and disappointment mixed in, not just annoyance.
Exactly. And think about resolving it. You can stop being annoyed if the person stops the behavior. But resolving feeling upset usually needs someone to acknowledge the hurt feeling, the disregard.
Makes sense. Okay, level 1 down. Annoyed versus upset. What's level 2?
Level 2 is what we're calling the roadblock feeling.
The roadblock feeling? Okay, I think I know this one.
Oh, it's super common. And interestingly, it's often not really directed at a person. It's more about the situation.
Right, it's when things just aren't working. You feel stuck.
Yes. It's the language of being blocked, delayed, stalled. When a situation, not necessarily someone being mean, stops you from getting something done or reaching a goal, the key word here is frustrated.
Frustrated. Okay, why is that the perfect word here? Why not just angry? If my computer crashes right before a deadline, I feel pretty angry.
You might feel anger too, but frustrated captures that specific feeling of being thwarted, of hitting a wall. It's perfect for delays, obstacles, technology failing, plans falling through.
Like traffic jams?
Exactly. Traffic is the classic example. Saying you're angry about traffic sounds a bit aggressive, maybe misplaced, but saying you're frustrated by traffic, everyone gets that. It signals you're stressed by the delay, the wasted time, the lack of control.
Yeah, the helplessness of it. We had an example about waiting in line, right?
We did. I felt so frustrated after waiting in line for an hour just to get a coffee. That feeling of time just slipping away due to inefficiency, that's pure frustration.
And the work example.
He gets frustrated when the project timeline keeps getting delayed. Again, it's the delay. The project is stuck. He can't move forward. It's that inability to act or progress that really defines frustration, that specific kind of mental squeeze.
Okay, annoyed, upset for minor personal things.
Yeah.
Frustrated for blocked situations. Got it. Let's ramp it up. Level 3.
Level 3 is where things get more personal again. We're moving into the territory of feeling wronged, perceived injustice.
Okay, so it's not just a coffee line delay anymore. This is feeling like your rights or your dignity have been stepped on.
Precisely. That's the key shift. We're moving from situational frustration back to something directed at someone, but with higher stakes than just annoyance. The two key words here are irritated and offended.
Irritated and offended. Now, wait, we used irritated kind of like annoyed back in level 1. Is this a different related?
Related, but think of it as level 1 annoyed plus a sense of unfairness or provocation. It's stronger.
Okay, give me an example. If someone bumps into me accidentally, I might be momentarily annoyed. Level 1. But if they bump into me, then turn around and aggressively yell at me to watch out.
Exactly. Now, you're not just annoyed. That added element of unfairness, of aggression, that provocation that bumps it up to other. Irritated. Level 3.
Okay.
Irritated here is used when someone or something makes you feel agitated because you feel it's unjust or deliberately provocative.
Yeah.
Like the example. She was irritated by his unfair accusation that she was lazy. The key word is unfair. The feeling is tied directly to that injustice.
Got it. So irritated is like annoyed plus unfairness. What about offended? That sounds even stronger.
It is. Offended takes it a step further. It really emphasizes feeling personally slighted, disrespected, maybe having your character or your core values attacked.
So, like, if someone questions your facts in a meeting, you might be irritated. But if they outright accuse you of lying or question your honesty,
then you're likely offended.
Yes.
It hits something deeper, your integrity, your character.
Like the example. He felt offended when they questioned his honesty. That's fundamental. It's not just about behavior anymore. It's about who you are.
That's exactly right. Level 1 is about annoying behavior. Level 3 is about perceived attacks on your dignity, fairness, or character. Understanding that difference helps you calibrate your own reaction and communication. You don't want to use offended lightly.
Definitely not. Okay, 3 levels down, we're climbing. Level 4. This sounds like we're getting into serious territory now.
We are. Level 4 is the red zone. This is significant, unmistakable anger. The emotion is strong, maybe even starting to feel a bit overwhelming.
So what are the words here? Is this just angry again?
Well, angry and its close cousin mad are the baseline here. They represent strong, definite anger. Like, I was so angry when they blamed me for a mistake that wasn't mine. That's justifiable. Strong anger, clear cut.
Okay.
But level 4 also has words for when the anger is really, really intense, when it's boiling over inside.
Wow. Like furious. That sounds much stronger than just angry.
It is. Furious signals really the deepest level of rage. Think extremely angry, practically shaking with it seething inside. It suggests a more intense, maybe more sustained internal state than just angry.
So going back to the neighbor example, loud music one night. I'm annoyed or angry.
Yep.
Loud music every single night for a month after I've asked them nicely to stop.
Now you might be furious.
Yeah.
Yes. The scale of the offense, the repetition, the disregard, it justifies that higher intensity word.
Or betrayal. The example was, she was absolutely furious when she found out they had lied to her face. That kind of direct deceit warrants furious.
Absolutely. That feels right. And then, still in level 4, we have a very common, very useful, but context-sensitive word.
Let me guess. Pissed off.
You got it. Pissed off.
You hear it constantly in casual conversation, but you're saying be careful.
Very careful. It is very strong anger, absolutely level 4 intensity. But it's highly colloquial, very informal.
So okay with friends, probably not okay in a performance review.
Definitely not in a performance review or a formal complaint or meeting your partner's parents for the first time. It works in casual settings. He got pissed off after someone cut in line at the concert. Perfect fit for that situation. But know your audience.
Good advice. Keep it casual. Okay, so level 4 is angry, mad, furious for intense rage, and pissed off for informal intense rage. That leaves level 5. What happens now?
Level 5 is the eruption.
Ooh, okay. The eruption. This isn't just about the feeling anymore, is it?
This level is all about the action. It describes the moment when The anger, the fury from level 4 completely takes over and results in a visible loss of control.
So the key words here aren't just adjectives describing a feeling.
Exactly. We use phrases, usually verb phrases like lose my temper or blow up. These phrases signal that the internal pressure cooker has exploded outwards. It's become externalized behavior.
So how do we know someone's hit level 5? What are the signs, the associated actions? You can be furious inside, but still keep it together.
Right. But once you lose your temper or blow up, something observable happens. It always involves some kind of escalation.
Like what?
It can be verbal, suddenly yelling, shouting, maybe saying really mean things that you regret almost instantly. Or it could be physical. Sometimes it's just body language, balled fists, clenched jaw, maybe pacing aggressively. But unfortunately, sometimes it tips into actual physical acts, hitting something, kicking something, or someone.
Wow.
Or even just the act of completely breaking down and, say, running out of the room because the emotional overload is too much to handle in that space.
Yeah.
It's a loss of composure.
That shift from the internal feeling to the external action is the key difference for level 5. Let's use that viral video example, the one on the metro. That seemed like a total level 5 situation for both people involved.
It really did. And we can actually trace the escalation using the vocabulary we've discussed. It likely started with a perceived slight. Maybe someone felt cut off or insulted. So perhaps one person felt deeply offended. That's level 3.
Okay.
Then the elderly woman's emotion clearly spiked. She became furious. That's level 4 intensity.
Right.
But then came the action. The sources said she yelled at the young man and then hit him with her bag. That's the level 5 boundary crossed. Yelling, hitting those are losing your temper action.
Then his reaction.
He reacted to that aggression. He clearly lost his temper to level 5 again. His action, in response, was kicking her.
Wow. Yeah, that really illustrates it.
That quick progression from feeling offended or furious, L3, L4, to yelling, hitting, kicking, L5 actions shows how fast things can spiral out of control when communication fails and raw emotion takes over. Knowing where feeling ends and action begins is crucial.
Absolutely. It shows the power of having the right words before you get to level 5, maybe? Okay, let's do a quick flyby recap of this whole scale. So mental checklist.
Good idea. So, level 1. Small stuff bothers you, someone's behavior, or a minor disappointment. You're annoyed or upset.
Got it.
Level 2. You're blocked, stuck, delayed by a situation, not a person. You feel frustrated.
Your roadblock.
Level 3. You feel personally attacked, disrespected, treated unfairly, your character questioned, you're irritated or offended.
Rank dignity challenged. Yep.
Level 4. Serious, intense anger boiling inside. You're angry, mad, genuinely furious, or if it's casual, maybe pissed off.
The red zone feel.
And level 5. You lose control. The feeling erupts into action, yelling, hitting, storming out. You lose your temper or blow up.
Annoyed, upset, frustrated, irritated, offended, furious, pissed off, lose temper, blow up. That's a really useful progression.
Hopefully.
And the big takeaway seems to be that using the right word isn't just about sounding smart. It's about clarity. It tells people the type and level of emotional impact.
Exactly. It helps them understand the damage caused or the pressure you're under. And that understanding, that precision, is often the first step to de-escalation, not escalation. And maybe just to connect it back, think about why we feel these strong emotions. Almost always it boils down to feeling treated unfairly, right? Or being misunderstood, or having our expectations just completely trampled.
Yeah, that seems to cover most triggers.
So learning these specific words isn't just about communicating the feeling outward. It's also about understanding and validating that feeling inside yourself first, giving it the right name.
That's a great point. Okay, so now we turn it over to you, the listener. We want you to try this out. Think about a situation in your own life.
Yeah, maybe something at work or at home or even just commuting.
What's something that reliably takes you from, say, level 1 annoyance straight up to level 4 fury, or even pushes you towards level 5? Identify those triggers.
And then try describing it. Use this new vocabulary. Which words really fit that feeling in that situation for you? Practice it.
And speaking of what you need, we're always figuring out what topics to tackle in these deep dives. We've done this emotional scale today.
But what else? What other communication challenges in English trip you up? Are there other feelings, maybe positive ones you want words for, or specific tricky situations like negotiating or giving feedback?
Let us know. Leave us a comment, send feedback, however you talk to us. Tell us about that situation that makes you furious, and definitely tell us what you want us to dive into next time.
Yeah, we're really curious to hear your suggestions.